You ever come home from a business trip expecting to surprise your wife and instead find some kid you've never seen before grilling steaks in your backyard like he owns the place? Yeah, that happened. I rolled up 3 days early from Phoenix, ready to be the good husband, and before I even got my luggage out the trunk, I see smoke drifting up from the yard, a silver BMW in my spot, and voices laughing in what should have been an empty house. Right then, I knew I wasn't walking into any kind of surprise party. The only thing getting surprised was me. So I walk in, and there's this guy, maybe late 20s, Nike hoodie, way too comfortable, just wandering around my kitchen, helping himself to a beer from my fridge opening cabinets like he's lived here forever. When he sees me, he doesn't even look startled. No whoops, wrong house, no embarrassment. Just looks at me arms crossed and says, "Excuse me, you're trespassing on private property. I need you to leave." Now, let me tell you, I stood there so long you'd think I was the confused one. I managed to get out. This is my house. I pay the mortgage, been here 5 years. He just shakes his head at me like I'm some old man who lost his way. "Sir, you must be mistaken. This house was gifted to me by my mother. I have all the paperwork." He pulls out a folder right there on my counter, stamped signatures all official looking. I'm still standing there with my jaw on the floor when my wife Lena's car pulls up, and then just to make it weirder and storms. This blonde woman, maybe late 50s, who I recognize as Kimberly, the neighborhood HOA president. Thanks to those annoying newsletters. She starts acting all shocked. "Jack, you're back early." "Victor, what are you doing here?" "Now, Victor," the kid says, "Mom, this man claims our house is his. Should I call the police?" And Kimberly clutches her chest, all Oscar-worthy. "Oh my goodness, Jack, I think someone's forged my signature. Before I can make heads or tails of it, we're both calling 911. I'm saying there's a squatter in my house. Victor is saying a man is refusing to leave my property. The whole thing would have been hilarious if it wasn't actually happening to me. Officer Miller shows up, calm as you like, and he's got us both waving around documents and licenses, but he can't decide who's telling the truth. He says, "Take it to the courts, gentlemen." Meanwhile, Lena's quietly checking Victor's so-called deed, and being a forensic accountant, she's not buying it. She points out real quiet that the watermark on his paper is from this year, so there's no way it's 6 months old like he claims. I try to keep my cool, but things get weirder. I go upstairs, my clothes are shoved to one side, his are hanging in my closet, there's different food in my fridge, and someone's changed my alarm code. Even our elderly neighbor Margaret Webb comes over with cookies, says, "Jack, that young man's been around here for weeks." She says it so kindly, I almost feel sorry for Victor until I catch the look on his face. For the first time, I see him crack. Next morning, Victor is out there schmoozing the neighbors, showing them he's got spare keys to my house, mailbox, garage, heck, even knows my alarm code. I watch him unlock my mailbox, sort through my mail wave at Mrs. Patterson down the street like he's running for mayor. He's got the kind of confidence only a scammer or a born politician can pull off. Lena spends all morning running that deed through her accounting brain, spreading documents across the dining table. "Jack, this is a fake. The watermark's from 2024. The metadata says it was created last week. Plus the notary, Linda Foster, she was fired months ago and now lives in a storage unit." And just to top it off, Kimberly's making her rounds, telling every neighbor how worried she is about identity theft, that someone must have forged her signature, and she's just so sorry for the confusion. I try to confront Victor, ask for my keys. He gives me this pitying look. Legally, I can't. That would be theft on my part. The audacity almost knocks me over. And all the while, the neighbors are watching from behind their curtains like we're the afternoon entertainment. Then my boss calls. "Jack, client saw something about your property dispute online. This is hurting the company. We can't have our reputation at risk. So now not only am I fighting to keep my house, but my job is on the line too." Feels like I've woken up in a parallel universe where the bad guys are winning by a landslide. Lena's digging deeper. She finds that Linda Foster, the notary, is living out of a storage unit and is terrified, says a blonde woman paid her $5,000 in cash to sign some family gift documents for a property transfer. She matches the description of Kimberly exactly down to the jewelry. Turns out Kimberly did her homework on Linda's son, knew all about his medical bills, made it too easy for Linda to say yes. Meanwhile, the neighborhood starts taking Victor's side. Margaret's organizing fundraisers. People are dropping off casseroles and gift cards, treating Victor like the victim. The more I push, the more I look like the villain. And let me tell you, watching Victor out there fixing fences, helping old Mr. Cooper with groceries, and flashing that innocent smile, it makes you question your own reality. Even Lena starts to worry. Jack, I'm seeing changes in you too. Maybe you need help. The twist hits when Victor files a mental health petition. Claims I'm a danger to the community. Submits Ring doorbell footage, edited of course to make me look erratic. Suddenly I'm the unstable one and there's talk of forced psychiatric evaluation. Lena's discovery about Kimberly's access to the bank's notary system is our only hope. She brings in Michael Clark, a forensics guy, and a handwriting expert. Together they dig up logs showing Kimberly used stolen credentials to fake all the paperwork. Victor's phone records tie him to another scam in Colorado. But even when we present this airtight evidence at the emergency HOA meeting, Kimberly turns it into a sob story about being hunted by the family of a previous victim. Tears, tissues, the work, she's got everyone eating out of her hand. Even Victor throws in a sobbing confession about just wanting to help old folks. My career implodes. I'm fired right there during the meeting in front of everyone. Kimberly slaps me with a restraining order, and I'm not allowed within 500 feet of her or Victor, which means I can't even check my mail without risking arrest. The neighbors look at me like I'm the neighborhood monster, while Kimberly and Victor collect more donations, throw community parties, and keep the act going. I lose sleep. My marriage is hanging by a thread. I start questioning my own sanity. Lena's research uncovers more. Turns out Kimberly's pulled this scam in at least 3 other states, always targeting vulnerable people, manipulating mental health systems, and walking away with the property. It's a criminal enterprise, not a one-off. The pressure hits its peak when the psychiatric evaluation is set for Tuesday morning. If I'm declared incompetent, Kimberly gets emergency guardianship and can sell my house while I'm locked up. The night before, with our last $80,000, Lena hires a team of professionals. Michael recovers, deleted bank logs, proves document forgery, and tracks Victor's movements across state lines. A private investigator ties it all together. When the police finally arrest Kimberly and Victor, they stick to their story, playing the victims right up until the handcuffs click shut. The court process takes 6 months. Computer experts testify. Handwriting experts prove the forgery. In the end, Kimberly gets 4 years federal, Victor gets 3 in state prison, and Linda, who testified, disappears into witness protection. The cost $65,000 in legal fees, a ruined career, and a neighborhood that will never be the same. About half the neighbors apologize, but the other half can't even look me in the eye. The fundraiser money gets quietly returned. The new HOA president is transparent, no more single signatures, everything double-checked. Margaret, who finally saw through the con, now heads a committee teaching people about scams. A year later, I get a letter from the daughter of an earlier victim. Your persistence helped us find closure. It hits me sometimes doing the right thing costs more than you want, but it's still worth it. Lena and I are closer now than ever, a little more suspicious of anyone who seems too helpful, but grateful every day for a second chance. Our house is proof that you can fight back, even if it nearly breaks you. So here's my question for you. What would you do if everyone you trusted turned against you and the real criminals made you the villain in your own story? Ever been falsely accused and had to fight your way back? Drop a comment, share your story, and tell me, what does justice really mean to you? If you found this wild ride worth hearing, hit that like button and stay tuned, because next time we're diving into another real-life drama that might just be wilder than this one. Until then, trust your gut and watch your neighbors. You never know who's really grilling in your backyard.